Hey there, everybody. Hope you're great. Hope you're good. It's Christelle here, and I just have a couple of revelationary insights, spiritual insights that I wanted to share with you. And what happened was I was in prayer, and all of a sudden, the Lord took me into a vision. And in this vision, there were people, and the sea was rough, and people were crying out from within the sea as the waves were pounding on them. But there were boats around them, and they were crying out for help. And as they continued crying out for help, the Lord Jesus Christ appeared on the water, so to speak, and from the heavens began to fall anchors. And I was, as a bystander, in this event, and I just saw arrows flying into the water from the heavens. And as they flew down, they flew into the sea near the people. And the Father said to me, these people are crying out to me, but they are not anchored in me. And he said, Christelle, give them anchors. And the people continued in crying out. And then he said to me, and he showed me water, and I see this a lot, and it's his living water in heaven. And he says, I can't give them living water because they are not anchored in me. And there was this lion figure, and out of this figure of the lion head came out this living water that poured into the sea. And this water was supposed to give refreshing, was supposed to bring new life. As we know, the water from heaven brings new life. New life. Sorry, I'm interrupted. I'm seeing Christ. He's saying, tell my people to be confident in me. He says, when you come to me, be confident that I will answer. He says, and the only way to be confident in him is to have a relationship in him. He says, I give life freely. He says, I can't even speak. He says, I give life freely, but they're not confident in me because of their lifestyles. He says, how can I take you out of your circumstances? He says, you know I'm not a seasonal God. And that's one thing he said to me. He said, I'm not seasonal. He says, they come to me in their seasons. When they are drowning. Drowning in debt. Drowning in loss. And drowning in spiritual death. He says, but the anchor is hope. He says, I give hope. He says, have I not answered most of you, but still you rebel? He said, still you cannot conform to my standards. He says, what type of a people are you? Is it difficult? Is it difficult to live a life worthy of a throne from God? He says, am I a nuisance to you? He says, is the gospel something that you should put away? He says, but it is illumination in your house where it is filled with darkness, dark acts, secret acts, deceitful acts, abominable acts towards the grace and the throne of God. He says, but I'm a forgiving God. I love you still. He says, I love you still. He says, won't you return to me your first love? I am hope, an anchor to your soul. I am hope, the anchor to your soul. Where there is nobody, I am there. He says, if I was a seasonal God like you, I would take a vacation. He says, most of you take vacations from me and only return when you are in turmoil. When the spiritual and the physical are not adding up. He says, what a wicked people. He says, I'm sending my judgments now. He has given me a red feather. And it's of his judgments.